Welcome to Golden Sessions. For those of you who are new to the group, I want you to I want to take this time to introduce myself and what Golden Sessions is all about. So, I'm Doc Peace. I am a doctor of pharmacy by trade and an empowerment guru, and I'm here to help you align with your purpose. To help you align with your purpose, create your golden offer, and grow your global community organically to make success inevitable. That's something you're going to hear me say so many times, make success inevitable. And here at Impact Speakers Connect, we bring together transformation seekers and high achievers who are here to level up their personal and or business lives. So golden sessions this time here right now is a time for transformation seekers to plug in, to recharge, get the feel that we need to make success inevitable, from mindset exercises to business strategies. And I want to remind everyone who's joining us today that your success is inevitable simply because you're here. You're here, you're working towards your dreams, and you're striving to turn that reality, your current reality, into the vision that you foresee. So here we have training. So if you've been joining us every Wednesday at noon, we have trainings on topics that you need help with right now to transform your mindset and help you make your success inevitable. And another phrase that you'll hear me say time and time again is together we thrive. Together we thrive. So you've probably heard me say this phrase over and over again because it's true. Together we truly thrive. So again, comment hashtag live if you're joining us live, because I love to feel your energy, and the comments really kind of help me see that you're here with us, that you're present. And again, if you're watching the replay later on, comment hashtag replay. So let's dive right on in. You can probably see that I'm here with a guest. So we have an incredible guest who will be sharing with us ways to address and remove past stigma, as well as the power of manifestation. So not only is she going to tell us how we can remove this past stigma that we may be carrying with us, but how we can move forward and get it going and use the power of manifestation to do that. Whew, I'm really excited. So our guest today is Robin Bela. She's an international best-selling author. She's a speaker, success mindset and manifestation coach, and she's a transformational teacher for 15 years. She's got a lot of experience here. So Robin is from India, and she moved to the UK in 2003. She's currently residing in the UK. So Robin is joining us from across the globe. She is an MBA graduate with a corporate background. Her journey into this field began as an energy healer when she healed her own knee injury in 2005. From there, she knew her path was to help people heal and transform their lives. So, Robin helps leaders and entrepreneurs like us to spiritually manifest their greatest potential by cultivating a success mindset. Wow, this is incredible. This is so awesome because here in our community, we are all about making success inevitable.
Yay.
So, without further ado, welcome, Robin. Thank you so very much for connecting with us today.
And thank you so much for having me here, Peace. It's been wonderful to have to be here with you
You
and
are
with your
so very
beautiful
welcome.
group.
Oh, you are so very welcome. Yeah, so let's just dive right in. I know I kind of gave a brief bio of like the awesomeness that you are, but can you please share with us more about who you are and give us more of a peek into your life road and this journey that you've been on?
Sure. As you mentioned, I began my journey as an energy healer. So, following my heart, because earlier I was in a corporate field and I have done my MBA marketing. So, my mindset was completely different to what it is now. I was following a logical path, and my inner calling, or what following my heart, my purpose, took me to just going with what was in front of me, what made me feel alive, and finding my inner balance. Maybe that injury led me to that, helped me to understand that I can create change, can manifest healing. And then soon I was manifesting a lot of changes in my personal life. I lost 3 stones of weight. I changed a lot in many ways in my own personal life. And so the transformation began from my personal life. And then, of course, it seeped into my business. And that's where the magic happens with manifestation work. And there, I started working with entrepreneurs and leaders for helping them to create their success by following their inner calling. And my journey has been very on different levels changing, because first it was very logical, then I went into this coaching kind of mindset, healing as well before, and now I blend both the coaching and also a very spiritual side of me that I bring into the manifestation process, because that's where everything clicked for me personally.
Mm,
And that's where I was able to find that I just had to connect to this divine spot, this divine space within myself that could open up all miracles for me for manifesting my success. And it wasn't marketing strategies, which I was good at because I was in marketing field. And in the end, it was that tapping into that inner space.
mm.
That is what I work with now, and I show how to do that.
Wow, that is incredible. I want to go back to before you made this transformation.
Mhm.
So it says in your bio that you healed your knee injury, and then that is what kind of propelled you to transform your life. Can you
Mhm.
take us back to that moment in time when you were able to do that?
Mhm. Sure. And I don't think I actually made a very conscious, logical decision straight away. It was more like I just realized I was enjoying that learning of process of healing, the learning process of that.
Mm,
And I couldn't exist in the job which I was at that time because it was suffocating for me after that. It felt like I was in the wrong place. I just needed to move out of there. And I knew why, because I was feeling so good with what I was doing with the healing work. And I was very good at helping others at that time as well. I would just do it for, just because I liked doing it. And I
okay.
just knew this is what I wanted to do.
So you were doing
And
both. You were doing both. You were in that corporate space and you were in this healing practice where you were following your sole purpose, but you were it sounds like you were split. You're splitting your time and energy between the two.
well, it started with healing myself. And
Mm,
that took me to understanding that I just needed to do that for others. And uh, I started, as you said, a bit of that, and I knew I couldn't exist both ways for too
mm,
long. It was too suffocating. I remember I would consciously train my mind every morning before I used to go to work to perform. And I used to be doing sales there as well. So,
mm.
because if your heart's not in it, you cannot do it.
Yeah, that's so true. So you had to coach yourself mentally to go to
Mhm.
work every day.
Yeah, before I didn't have to, then after this I had to. So
Oh,
which made me feel like it was agony.
hmm.
And because I was quite happy before this incident happened, so maybe it was a
Wow.
calling. So
So it
uh,
sounds like your light was ignited, and then after that point, you just couldn't go back.
that's right. Yes, it was like I remember when I moved into my my own self employment and my business started. I used to, for the first day, I used to get nightmares. I don't have to go back to work because there's still no work. So it became strange how, that was also my trigger to making sure it works because I didn't want to be unhappy. So a lot of times people
Wow.
can stay in this unhappy place
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot of stamina for it, which is after a point, there's a breaking point. So I think I stayed there for about a year. So I don't know how long people can usually sustain in such an environment, but I had a lot of healing techniques and things. I was balancing myself all the time. But otherwise, you could fall sick or have some kind of inner stress with this kind of situation. That when we don't follow a purpose, we can harm ourselves
Hmm.
mentally, emotionally, physically. And people put on weight with that as well. So when you're unhappy in a situation,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Wow. So it's so true. Like when you are not aligned and you're walking in that purpose, there's, especially when you can identify that. When
yeah,
you're unaware, yeah, you can do the motions. But when you identify that you are not aligned with your purpose and you're not walking in your purpose, I can see that it could cause like that stress, that feeling of unalignment.
that's
Uh,
right.
and so I just want to, before we move on to how you help others manifest and heal, I really kind of want to dive into how you were able to heal yourself.
That's interesting. Usually people don't ask me that, so it's good that you're asking that.
I'm very genuinely interested in this. This is incredible.
Well, you know, I think that gave behind what I do today. I think that was the confidence of that I can create a change came from there for me.
Mm,
And I obviously at that time learned energy healing techniques, and I was working with that. And of course, at some point, I was in the beginning stages of my work, I was teaching that as well and doing that a bit as well. So when I started working on myself, there was physical healing, of course, that's what I was looking for. But I also noticed that I started healing my own inner fears and lack of confidence and things that was blocking me to step forward. So I think, energetic terms, knee, when we get injured, it is usually said that we were trying, when you're trying to move this way, and I actually, my knee had dislocated. So my knee, literally the knee had gone off that way. It was kind of a little accident, which was nothing like something hit me, but it just happened because I had this when I was younger as well.
mm,
So the knee injury is more like I wanted to move this way logically, but God or my universe saying go this way.
mm,
So the socket went that way for the knee. So, and I used to trip and fall a lot during those days, like during those couple of years before and after, because I was still not sure footed what I wanted and there was lack of confidence.
wow.
So I had to find my path, my peace within myself about what I wanted to do so that I could really be that, because there was no career saying you can do what I'm going to do want to do. I probably was very different from, especially 15 years ago. Nobody was doing this kind of work that much, not like today. And I used to get my family messaging me and calling me, writing letters. Why are you leaving your wonderful corporate life and getting into this work? And business is not tricky. So all kinds of, people can have preconceived notions about what's right, what's wrong.
Hmm.
But if you don't listen to your heart, you will be unhappy and not in peace within yourself.
Yeah,
So,
that's so true. Well, so what you said about how your knee was misaligned and you were unable to be sure-footed in your footsteps, you were unable to walk with confidence.
mm,
I think that actually translates to like where you were in life, really.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you weren't really walking towards your purpose. You knew that
yeah,
you needed to move towards your soul purpose, but you also were in this corporate space. So it's really interesting that. So that's incredible that you healed that
hmm,
physically, but then you also healed that spiritually as
mentally,
well,
yeah, yeah,
mentally, when
hmm,
you use that experience to
yeah,
really launch you in the direction you are now. So
yeah.
wow. So one of the things I ask all my golden guests, gold is an acronym that I created that stands for genuine, original, loving dreamer. That is why this session is called Golden Sessions, because it taps into what it is that makes us gold, a genuine, original, loving dreamer. So what makes you gold, Robin? Like, what makes you a genuine, original, loving dreamer?
I think I just follow my heart always now. From the
Mm,
day of that situation happened, I think the part of my dreamer aspect has just followed after that. First was the hardest step to follow my dreams. And once I started doing that, it just was me listening to my heart always. And that makes me that, I think, a dreamer forever because everything I
mm,
do since then, I've just been following my heart. And then I put in that vision in my head. Oh, this is what I feel like doing next. And I'll just do
mm.
that. Oh, this is what and I sometimes change what I'm doing completely, my products, my services, because I'm not aligned to them anymore. Even
Wow.
though I have clients paid for that, I would just shift because I don't feel that connection, that it's just like the way of my being in the old job, that kind of
Mm.
energy. Because if you're not aligned to what you're serving, then you won't be able to stay there too long for just for money.
So true.
So you have to keep listening to be flexible, and listening to your heart and be flexible throughout your entrepreneurial life, because that's the way you have to be a dreamer. You have to listen
Mhm.
within, you have to listen to your instincts and gut, um, and visualize more and dream big, because a lot of times people stay with what's possible because what they're seeing around them. So you could be very different, somebody very unique. um, so yeah, I mean, when I work with spiritual elements in with entrepreneurs, it's very different. Not many people do that like you're doing as well.
Yeah.
So it is something, we cannot stop being spiritual, you know. I had a very logical mindset with MBA, and very, even though I'm from a country which is very spiritual, but I was not in that way when I came, came to the UK. So the spirituality was through my experience, through my tapping into myself and tapping into my fears, tapping into seeing what everybody around me wants to put on me, inflicting, sometimes you could
Yeah.
say that. So how to deal with that then? So
Yes.
those circumstances then shaped me a lot.
Wow. No, I hear what you say. Like, you dream big. And honestly, like everything that you shared with us today, like you are gold, and I applaud you and I appreciate you for sharing your golden light with us. Like, that is incredible, and it's not easy to do because of this stigma that society puts on us, our family, our friends. I mean, I feel like honestly they mean well when
Yeah.
they like what you said, when they inflict
Hmm.
um, their like fears and their oppositions and all that on us. It's in a way to try to save us from ourselves, right?
That's right. Hmm.
um, but if you are following their like guidance, or if you're following their what they're inflicted on you, and you're taking that upon you, and then you're letting that run your life, it's doing a disservice to yourself and to them, but most
Yep.
importantly yourself,
Yep.
because it's our life, and it's important
Yep.
to be aligned with our unique purpose.
Hmm.
One of the things I've said before in the past, and I'm saying it again, I call these little phrases flow verbs, because it's a flow and a proverb. And
Hmm.
one of them goes, dance for yourself or live
Yeah.
for yourself. Dancing for somebody else is exhausting.
Ah, so true. Yes.
Mm, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's time to start living and dancing and live and moving through life for ourselves, because when we're trying to play a part or a role that someone else wants us to play, you can only do that for so long. Then it takes
Mhm.
that physical um, burden,
Yeah.
and it starts showing. It starts
It
showing.
does. It
Yeah.
does.
So the next question I have for you is, how do you share your golden attributes? Because I know that you are really shining your golden light. So how are you sharing that with your clients? What valuable lessons can you teach us today on how we can go about living a more of a golden life, how we can really start manifesting our dreams?
Sure, thank you. Um, you know, when I work with people, clients, the first thing I see is where are they not in alignment to what they want. And I help them to see that through what the words that they speak, and help them to see when they are not aligned to their divine manifestation flow.
Mm,
So I see where are their blocks to being in the flow for manifesting their success. So everybody is different. Some people just have habits that they're having habits, which is like staying in the past
mm,
or staying in the future. And they just normally people don't know how to stay in the moment.
so
And
true.
in this moment, and trust me, I actually have to train people to be there, because people worry. People also past stuff is lingering on still for them, perhaps they don't even realize sometimes, and I make them realize. So all that heaviness of the past and all the draining energy of the future worrying
Mm,
can just put you out of alignment for your manifestation flow. So, people can't dream big if you are in a energy of fear. The energy of fear is in back of your mind, then you cannot think big as well.
mm,
So you have draining energy, you have the baggages hanging out for how many years, I don't know. And then you have fears looming in your mind, which you don't want to even acknowledge, perhaps. And so sometimes I have to dig in deep to actually realize that they have a fear they don't even know. And because of the words they're saying, or I'm just checking I can look into the energy as well. And so people can have feeling or words that would probably say something like, the world is always against me,
mm,
or I have to push and pull for my sales, um
mm,
and divine manifestation flow is very natural. So, you know when things were hard for me in my life, I tapped into this flow because I went through a dark phase in my life, not because I just knew the way. It took me years to get to that, even after I had started my coaching practice. And when I tapped into this, it was when I was actually mentioning that, there's people inflicting on me. It was more about this situation than in the past, actually. That was also there in a way, but this was like really what shaped me, where people were literally threatening me for my life, literally at some point. So a group of people uh, harassing. So for 2 years it went on, and of course it was draining my work, energy, everything, focus. So it was about survival. Can
mm.
I get through this, or just you know give up? Maybe go back to India or somewhere away from this place. That was how it was. And what happened is I tapped into this very spiritual space where I was praying, and I was praying for peace. I didn't say things to be sorted around me. I just said, I want peace within, unconditional peace. And because I couldn't fix, I tried everything. I tried all the logical ways, legal ways, perhaps as well. And it was when I tapped into that space of no control
Mhm.
of outcome that I actually became so relaxed that I forgot what the problem was for a while. And I just was just living my life for that 1 week. And I put a post on Facebook also, I remember that time, and it went viral, and I got 2,000 friend requests in 1 day or 2 days. It was that energy was moving, moving. And from there, I realized I wasn't even marketing. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just not wanting anything. I was sitting in peace.
Wow.
It was more like God knows what I want, and as making and I'm enjoying doing what I want because I just wrote that post out of my pure, genuine interest. And I was not pushing anything, pulling anything, nor in the outer circumstances which was troubling me. Those people, they also moved away after within, like, I just realized that they were into their own personal troubles in life and they moved away. But everything, an outer reality changed because the energy within me changed.
Wow. That's
And
incredible.
so this was where I started my journey for manifesting. And I realized I needed to share this. And I started my program, Manifesting Miracles with the Divine, in 2018. And from there, it started moving more and more to helping people to work with their businesses this way. So this is the background of that.
Wow. First of all, I just wanted to say, like, going back to how when you are living with the baggage of past stigmas and then the fear of the outcome or the fear of the future, that is so very exhausting and
It
draining.
is. Yeah.
I mean, and so how do you help others tap into that, their past stigmas, and overcome that so that they can move on and really begin to manifest their future?
Hmm. You know, when you're in the place of situations which is so hard where you feel like you're a failure, because I was in that space too where I just felt like every direction I was moving there was a wall, there was no way out. I was hitting the wall everywhere. I had tried, and trust me, I have a lot of mental stamina because I can I was working with clients that time, and I was managing my life, but I knew there was going to be a breaking point, and how much can you maintain yourself?
Yeah.
And coaching and everything doesn't work after a point. To an extent, it's more like, when you affirm and do simple things that coaching things teach, you can, if you don't believe in it or that energy is not matching, it's just like faking it.
Yeah. Which
So
can only go for so long.
that's it. So I had to learn to tap into this divine manifestation flow, which would make me feel at peace and joy for no reason. And that is the magnet for my success. And that is what I help people to connect to.
Mm.
And that comes only divinely and cannot be faked by us, my own self. And that comes when we really let go control of trying to manipulate our success and trying to manipulate every result. And it's more like we have to become the energy of what we're wanting to create.
Wow. Huh. Become the energy of what we want to create and let that energy flow.
Yes. And that is the potent place when nothing has, no results have shown up. It's like when, when you're a seed and before the plant, it becomes a plant, you're the seed, but the seed doesn't talk to itself, look at you, you're not nothing. It just sits there relaxed and is joyful and happy. One day I'll grow up.
Yeah.
So we got to be in this place of unconditional peace and joy, which comes only by tapping into this divine space. Whether if you're open to connecting to God, just say connecting to God and saying a prayer that I am asking for your unconditional peace, is take my worries and tensions away, or just intending my day is filled with joy and peace. Because what you
Mm.
intend and ask is what you're going to receive. What people do is that they intend and ask to fix something in their life. And they're in the energy of turmoil behind, though. So nothing will go out there that's going to fix it, anyways.
Mm.
So you have to tap into this unconditional, pure potentiality of love and peace so that you can really naturally let everything come to you like a magnet.
Oh, okay. So you become you attract. I always say you attract what you exude.
That's
So
it.
if you are at peace and you're exuding this positivity, this light, this love, this peace, then that is what you'll attract.
Yep.
So what
So
I'm
you have to
getting,
become it.
but you have to become it.
Yes.
What I'm getting here is that there is a huge there's a huge space for really being mindful. It's so
Yeah.
very important in this work to be very mindful of what you speak and what you think.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned some phrases that seem so very commonly said, like things like the work is so hard, or
Mm.
like no one wants to work with me, or things like that that are so negative. And
Yeah.
it just it becomes kind of like a like you're saying it, but you're not really um conscious of
Yeah.
the words that you are saying.
That's it. Yeah.
So it sounds like it's very, so very important to be super mindful of these words,
Yeah.
because there's power behind that. There's
Yeah.
energy behind that.
Absolutely. You know, our we need to learn to be non-judgmental of our thoughts because
Mm,
thoughts will just come and go in our head. It's like it's not supposed every thought that comes to you is not supposed to be accepted. It's a choice.
mm,
So thoughts are meaningless usually, both good and bad. They're just there.
mm.
It's what you make out of it and how much you spend time with it and how much you think it's a problem. Because in God's world, in this universe world, the divine world, there is no problems because all problems come with solutions. Because as soon as you look at, you have the winning mindset and you're looking at something, how do we figure this out? Then there will be something coming up in ahead of that.
Mhm,
And but you could be sitting there and thinking, oh, that's it, I'm done, and nothing's going to work. You could be in that mindset.
mhm.
So it's a choice. So we need to really learn to be non-judgmental of our thoughts. So I always say learning to not judge people is one thing that is we need to learn, because once we can learn to clear our mind space of this energy, we can learn to really connect more and more deeply with manifestation flow. That's the secret behind that as well. The more we can
Wow.
empty our minds, the more we can receive natural flow of energy to flow through us, life to flow through us, because there is no resistance, there's no fears, there's no energy of emotions, baggages, everything. So when we can practice that and learn to keep our minds neutral, thoughts neutral, all thoughts coming, okay, let's just observe it, thoughts coming in. Okay, it'll just stay there for a while and it'll go away. But if you sit with it, it'll stay there. If you keep pondering on it, especially the worrying and doubtful thoughts, because nothing is real. They've not actually taken place. It's just imagination.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So good, Robin. So good. One question that does come to mind, especially with this analogy of this seed that sits there idle, um, really kind of just waiting for something to happen that will
Mhm.
eventually happen. How does that differ from sitting idle as a like a business owner or entrepreneur, or how does that differ from just sitting idle and not doing anything, not advancing, not researching, not just like just sitting there and waiting for things to come to you?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think that's where people usually struggle with, to
Hmm.
stay comfortable in being the seed.
Yeah.
Because what happens is people like to control outcomes. So they're going to sit there and worry, when is it going to happen? And they're going to dig the seed out. Is it work? Is it going to grow?
Oh, digging that seed out, that sounds detrimental.
I know that's what people do with their thoughts of worrying.
Mm,
That's what they're doing actually. They're actually digging the seed out instead of putting water and nurturing it and visualizing it growing and being excited about it. Of
visualization.
yeah. So, when people are in that space of uncertainty, it's where faith is required. It's where people need to be able to see that this moment, they just have to stay happy and joyful and live in the present. Because if they're not able to do that and they go back to worrying, they're going to not move forward.
Mm.
They're digging the seed out then. So you need to water this by staying peaceful inside, by praying and asking God, give me joy and peace today. Your main purpose, the most important prayer and the most important line for affirming and intending is God, give me your joy and peace today. So my day is filled with joy and peace. Because if you can
Mm,
be in this place of joy, and as you were saying, dancing for yourself, if you can dance for yourself, then you will be growing into the plan that
mm.
you want to be.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. I love how you were able to really so eloquently answer that question. One thought that comes to mind is another flow verb, and it goes, breathe. This moment in time will only arise but once in this life. So it's
Mm,
important to really take in this moment because once it's gone, and then you're on to the next.
yeah,
So one of the things that you keep on kind of mentioning are this word intend. And I've been following you on social media, and every regularly you put out these posts, and it says "I intend," and
yeah,
then there's a really powerful affirmation. Can you share
yeah,
with us more about that? These
sure.
affirmations.
Absolutely. I've been posting these pretty much since the time of my that situation happened in 2000, from 16 or 17 onwards. I was in the end I was posting. So from since then every day I have posted one. And I think people follow that a lot and they love that and they can sense that there is a purpose behind it. I remember when I started doing this, I had prayed, God, show me how can I serve people in the best way on social media. And I just started, what I had prayed for probably a couple of times about this, and one day just started designing it myself and doing
Mm,
something around it. And I was writing these words, lines, and I wanted some quick phrases that can align people quickly to what they need to align to. So they were just very easy things that people don't have to learn a lot because everybody's not ready for everything. And it's something that once you set that intent of what you want to create for the day, you will be in that mindset the whole day.
mhm.
So if you want to say it regularly a few times or just have that in mind in the morning when you see it, so that's really it behind it. That's the
I
motto behind it.
I absolutely love them, and I have to ask, what is today's intention?
Oh, I'll have to. It's about. I haven't read I have to see that one because I usually tend to post them ahead of time with my
Okay.
scheduler.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it, and it was something about enjoying. I'm looking for goodness in life, so life offers me wonderful experiences. Seeing life with wonder. So,
Hmm.
I love the part of looking for goodness because this is part of non judgmental. When we are looking for things going wrong in life or people are not right, that's when things don't show up nice in our life. But when we look for goodness in life, life will reflect that back. It's a mirror
Wow.
of
Yes.
our minds.
So true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I always say to find that positive thought. Find that
yeah,
positive thought because oftentimes when you're looking for that negative, when you're looking for the bad in life, that's what you're going to find. And then it's going to put
that's
you
it.
in this negative thought tunnel where
Yeah,
everything's bad, everything's negative,
yeah,
everyone and everything is against me. So to
mm,
pull yourself out, it's important to find that positive thought.
yeah,
Start putting your attention and your focus on the goodness in life,
yeah.
just like you
And
said.
sometimes you may actually not like a situation or a person. If you start looking for goodness, you may start shifting that perspective actually. And
Mm,
even a bad situation may not look so bad because what's it's changing is our peace within instead. What's happening is we're getting peaceful about it. So what it was actually was troublesome is not affecting us. That's what happens
okay.
in a way.
So
Can you?
so something that was once troubling us is no longer affecting us
Yes, because
because
we looked for ways to make peace with it, and we were looking for what's good instead still there. What you can definitely find something good in something situation, somebody, you know
that's so true. Wow.
so the more we look for that, the more we see. So sometimes, I'll give you a quick example. say somebody is not getting back to you for something when they should be, and it's high time, right? That kind of situation, maybe at work or somewhere.
Hmm.
So you could be in a place where you're frustrated. This person never going to work with this person, doesn't do things on right. Instead, I would just look at them and say, I see the good in them, and I know that they're going to get back as soon as possible. So I know
Yeah.
if I'd stayed in that energy of other opposite energy, it may have destroyed some relationship, and maybe, and
Wow.
that person
Yes.
was busy.
Hmm.
So it's like if we see the goodness, we get good results. And the person
Wow.
got back and did the work what I was
Yes.
asked, was what was expected on fine, maybe slightly delayed, but um, there was an issue going on there for that person. So, but if the person who is just judging here can see what's wrong, will not see what's good in the end as well. So
Wow, that is such a good example, especially now when we are in more of this virtual space.
yeah,
So, I mean, we can't just go and like tap on someone's door or tap on someone's shoulder and say, hey, how's that going?
yeah,
So, it's in this time where we need to really kind of just really tap into that space where we are seeing the goodness and we're trusting that what we put out will eventually come back to us. We're trusting that when we make these connections that goodness will be returned to us as well.
yeah.
So that is such a good reminder. So you have been absolutely incredible, Robin. Like, first of all, thank you. How can we connect more with you and learn more with you and grow more with you, and like definitely check out these intentional posts that you share regularly.
Absolutely. I would love people to connect with that if they want to just join me on Facebook. And my website is robinbela.co.uk. And may I just mention that I'm actually offering a giveaway with uh, some 27, 28 coaches right now. And you can join that and get a lot of free gifts if you would like to check them out. They're in the field of business, health, relationship, and spirituality, and so spreading more vibes and more goodness. So if you wanted to check that out, it's called bigvisiongiveaway.info. So I would love you to
Awesome.
check that out as well.
Big giveaway.
Big Vision Giveaway, uh, Big Vision Giveaway dot info.
Dot info. Big vision giveaway dot info.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean that sounds absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Robin. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us before we end today's session?
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, with peace. Um, and I think what you ask questions really help us go very deep. So I can see that we are in the similar place of working together. So I hope that everybody listening has got what they needed from our conversation. So thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
You are so welcome, Robin. So, if anyone, those who are listening, if you have any last minute questions for Robin, feel free to drop them in the comments and we can talk more about it before we end today's session.
Absolutely.
So, I'll give us a second to see if we have any last minute questions. We have Toya joining us live, and we have some others who are here with us live as well. So, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments and we'll discuss them before we end today's session.
Yeah.
So, Robin, you're absolutely golden. You are shining your golden light. You've taught us so many amazing tips and just mindfulness tips on how we can really transform our lives in a positive way. So thank you
Yeah.
again. We have Wendy Labat here as well. Wendy, do you have any questions for Robin? She talked with us about how we can really address our past stigmas, move past those past stigmas, and really manifest the life that we want to lead. So it
It
looks like
takes time for people to catch up, I think, as well in lives.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of information that you shared with us right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like
it
you
is.
you really tapped into a lot of information, and I'm gonna actually go back and watch the replay and get more of that awesome goodness that you shared. So Robin, thank you so much again for shining your golden light and for sharing with us your incredible insight. I really appreciate you, and yeah, keep shining.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well.
Thank you. So, thank you everyone for joining us today for Golden Sessions. That concludes our session for today. However, I do want to say that next week I'll be going live to give a comprehensive training on how you can create your golden high ticket offer. So, this is one of the first steps in starting an online based business, creating a high ticket offer, something that's worth 2 to 5K, so that you can really start growing and launching and really ramp up your business. So next week, I'll be sharing with you how you can create your golden high ticket offer and get it going. So make sure to join us next week, 12 p.m. Pacific time, same place. And I'll see you then. Until then, keep shining. Thanks again, Robin. Keep
Thank
shining.
you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Robin, you
Yeah.
did it.
Yay.
And I did it too. Usually I
Yes.
just press end and then I disconnect everything. But today I figured out how to just stop live streaming.
Well, it takes time to figure out everything, isn't it? Technology.
Yeah, I think like usually like I'm just like, shoot, I gotta end this. Like stop. But like today I was like, you know what? You really helped me really calm down. Like I love your energy, your vibe is just so incredible. And I'm just so grateful that we were able to connect today.
Well, I agree with you as well. I already told you the same the first time when we spoke, that I feel the same peace within you. So I feel good with you as well.
Oh, thank you so
So
much.
I loved the interview. Really did, because of how we connected. Your aunt's questions were so spiritually aligned and purposefully aligned. So it was beautiful. So I hope that our people will enjoy our interview, and I'm sure people get a lot out of your work. I should go check it out as well at some point on your
Oh,
page.
thank you. I'm sure a lot of people get so much from your work. It sounds absolutely incredible how you're able to take and transform your clients' lives. And I think that's amazing that you're in this space,
Oh, thank
that
you.
you're using your gifts and your talents to do this work.
I think I am doing it as a following my heart, and I'm really good happy to see people similarly doing that as well. So I'm so happy that we connected, and we should keep in touch, and I'm sure we'll have more to do together.
Yes, definitely. I
Yes.
love
Yeah.
connections. I love collaborations, all of
Yeah.
that. So let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Great. So
Together we thrive.
yes, that's it. That's how that is true. What you said. This is so true. So, how is your day? What is your lives every week, or how you
Yes,
do it?
so I go live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. and I
Hmm.
alternate between a mindfulness tip where I give like some sort of training or bring someone on to share with us some sort of mindfulness tip like
Hmm.
you did today.
Hmm.
And then the other week, I do like more of a business strategy. So
Right.
either I deliver the training or I bring another expert on to share with us some way so we can ramp up our business and get it going in that aspect.
Hmm.
But I like to do a combination of the two because, like, without the mindfulness, without getting the mind right, it's really
Hmm.
hard to move forward with the business.
Yeah, and
So,
you're doing the both. It's quite incredible how you're doing the both, because I know I stick to the mindset only part.
okay.
uh, I don't teach strategies for marketing and things like that. I have actually. I used to have a
Yeah,
holistic business academy in 2016, 15, and I realized I just didn't want to do that.
got it.
I wanted to stick to this only because of the connection I made with this experience I had.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, that's all I want to teach about now. And I stopped again, like, let go everything else.
It really comes comes down to like how you are aligning with your purpose. And I love that you identify that and then you're able to so quickly move on and to do what aligns. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of times we kind of get set. We're like, this is how it's going to be. This is what I committed to. This is what I'm doing. That's it. So I
Yeah.
think that's so incredible that you're like, no, wait, that doesn't align with me anymore. So I mean, it's my
Yeah.
business. I get to decide
Yeah.
what I want to do now.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's not feeling comfortable up to some point, like this is not making me happy, I don't enjoy teaching it. I can teach it because I know marketing.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
doesn't mean I want to do that. My in fact, my own business marketing grew when I connected to this flow more. Like this is how.
Mm.
So, so that's all. So it's almost like I'm telling people these are the marketing strategies, but you don't know the flow yet. So why don't I just teach the flow?
Got it. Got it. No, I mean that makes sense, and that's. I mean, I just applaud you for staying aligned to your truth. That you're
Yeah,
sharing your truth. You're being aligned with your purpose. You're sharing that, and you're not doing anyone else's. You're not like
yeah,
doing what everyone else wants. You're doing
yeah,
what you want. You're dancing
yeah.
to your own music. You're
My
dancing to your
that's
own drum. You're
I
dancing
pretty
for
much
yourself.
it is. It's pretty much like that, and it's like if I don't do it, I don't feel alive. Um,
Hmm.
I know, and I'm pretty sure you've created a beautiful community out of your heart and doing what you're beating your own drum here. Um,
Yeah.
so and you're doing it amazing. I
Thank
loved
you.
your style of doing your interview. Really, I did. I feel it was just aligned to soul and within. That's what I liked about you and your interview
Oh,
presentation.
thank you so much, Robin. And thanks again for joining us for Goals and
uh,
Sessions. You
Thank
really
you.
added a lot to this session. Like, this is probably one of my favorite ones because it was just so genuine and so like value packed. And like, I learned so much from it. So thank you again, Robin.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you again for having me.
You're so welcome. Keep
Right.
shining.
Thank you. You too, and we'll keep in touch. Take
Yes,
care.
thank you. Will do. Bye.
Bye.